Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is Monday, June 1st. It's a new month. What? Um, First and foremost, I've missed you guys. I have another video coming out later this week where I say the same thing because I filmed it today, but it'll come out later. But I've missed you guys. I've missed talking to you. We got the punishment disc golf vlogs out now, and hopefully you guys have been enjoying those. I know part 2 has done really well on views, so if you've seen that one but you haven't seen the others, go back and watch the others and some of our other disc golf videos. If you are stumbling across this channel and you didn't even know that I made these videos, go check them out. And please consider subscribing and liking and just joining us on this journey. That being said, today, man, I'm exhausted. It's nearly midnight. That's how these late night talks go. I make them at this late hour and then turn them over and post them pretty much immediately so that they're just out. So, anyways, yeah, I'm exhausted. Today was a long day. So I've mentioned before, I think, that I've been working on a short film for a friend of mine. I'm probably going to butcher this, but it's called Tetya. I think Tetya first. I've been calling it first, but I believe I've been botching it. I've been missing part of the name, but I don't read or speak Korean. And it's a movie about a Korean, short film about a Korean American family, mixed family, and it's awesome. It's a great project. I've been really happy to work on it. It's been a grind, and I know it has been for my friend Michelle. She's lifted so much on it. So the video that I mentioned that I recorded today, that's coming out later this week, is an interview that I did with her, kind of going over the film so you guys can get a better idea of what's going on. And then when our crowdfunding and when that kicks off and when we eventually release it out in the public, you guys will have an idea of what it is and be excited for it as much as we are. So that's that. I was at our studios. We've been working on them in the studios at our university. And I was there from 9 a.m. this morning until, or 9:30ish until 11 p.m., 11:10. I took like an hour and a half lunch break and, of course, stepped away occasionally to take some walking breaks because just sitting at a desk for that long is not good for you. It's also not good for your ears to just be constantly listening to all the sound and when you're isolated like that, because the rooms are acoustically treated and such. So you got to take ear breaks, got to take walk breaks, snack breaks, all the breaks. So it was exhausting though. So I'm doing what's called re-recording mixing. That's my role, is the re-recording mixer, which basically on the post audio side of films and TV and radio and all the things means that everybody else who's worked on preparing audio beforehand, doing edits and sound designing and picking and scoring, like picking music or scoring or all the things, once they're all done with their pieces, they pass them off to me, the re-recording mixer. And the role of the re-recording mixer is to take all those elements and to combine them and to mix them all into the final project, making sure that I need to enunciate, making sure that the dialogue is present front and center, that it is mixed to the legal, technical specifications for loudness, for things like that, and make sure that it's all cohesive and that it just sounds good, to do some of the effects and other things like that just will make it just a really well-rounded project. So that was what I was working on today. We finally got all of the score and the effects up to this point. I got those collected this morning and put them into the project. And I spent probably upwards of 5 hours of my day troubleshooting technology. Technology is just finicky, and there are multiple studios that we work in the building. And so when you're jumping between rooms, there's always going to be some sort of problem because one room was set up a certain way according to whoever used it before's liking, according to their liking. And then you move to a different room and it's the same story. So you have to figure out how to like get your project to flow and work in a new environment with new settings and different routing and things like that. So big headache. I also spent a lot of time trying to troubleshoot. They have Avid S1 consoles and docks, as well as in one of the rooms they have an Avid S6 console. And those are big. Well, the Avid S6 is really big. It's probably as big as my computer desk here. It's like $100,000 console. Super nice. Built by Avid, which is the company that makes Pro Tools, which is the program that we mix, whether it's music or film. It's kind of one of the industry standards for mixing and mastering projects. So it's made by that company, so it integrates really well the console into Pro Tools and vice versa. The Avid S1 is just a small version because the S6 is a giant console. The S1 is a small version that has volume faders and some buttons and settings that you can use on it. Not as expansive as the S6 because that's bigger and fancier, but it still has a lot of functionality. And they're both used as controllers so that you can manipulate things within the program. So if you see a big console, mixed console, yes, I know what all the buttons and knobs do, whether it's a console that you are recording into and then into the program, or it's one that you're just using as a controller to control what's happening in the program. I pretty much know what a lot of the buttons and knobs do. It's different console to console, so that's why I say pretty much. That all being said, I was troubleshooting these things for hours today, and I could not get them to work. The reason why I wanted them is because they have these faders, those little like volume sliders that you see stereotypically in movies and whatnot. And the Avid S1 and the S6, their faders are not pre-faders like it would be if you were recording audio into the console and then into the program. Like I said, those are just the S6 and S1 are just controllers. So you can link into the program and use it to control different settings. So the faders, volume sliders, I can use to automate volume. So I can look at, say, a piece of music, and if it's really quiet, I can push the fader up. And then as it starts to get louder, I can pull it back, pull it back, pull it back, and then maybe boost it again. And oh, someone's talking, so I want to dip it just a little bit while they're talking, so it's mixed nicely. That's what I was trying to use it for, but I couldn't get them to work. So I had to do a lot of it with just mouse and keyboard, which is not as efficient, not as clean, in my opinion, after having used an S6 console for the last 2.5 years at my job that I no longer work at. So that all being said, it was exhausting, and I did not get enough done. But the building closes at 11 p.m., and so I just got as much as I could done. And then tomorrow morning, in 6 hours at 6 a.m., I have to go back in and we'll finish it up. We'll polish as much as we can. And then by 10 a.m., we have to have a finished printed product to send to the editors who are going to combine it with the video and things like that, so that tomorrow we can submit it to our first film festival, submit it to see if we can make it into the film festival. It's kind of like it's not like, it's obviously it's not like guaranteed to make it in, but we're really confident and fingers crossed. But we're submitting it to the Busan International Film Festival, which is obviously based out of Busan, in South Korea. So super exciting, super cool, very stressful. Deadlines are always looming, and sometimes like the process prior to your role takes longer than maybe you would like for it to. So then you're left with only a few days or a few weeks of time to finish your part of the project, which is not preferable. But that's the conditions that post audio engineers find themselves in a lot, because audio is kind of the last part of the pipeline to get like solved and finished and mixed and whatever before everything else happens. So, you know, you just got to wait for people before you to get things recorded and put together, and then they pass it to you. And it's a whole process. So anyways, that all being said, I think we'll have a really good product tomorrow. It'll probably be the first 2 hours of me just finishing, and then another 2 hours of polishing and then printing. And then we're not done there, because we're going to keep working on it, because we really want a really awesome finished product by the time we do a premiere and then get ready to release it potentially sometime next year. So it's a big grind, and it's a lot of fun. It's really exciting. It's a great project. I've been very honored to have been chosen to work on it. And it's been a real challenge as well. It's pushed me in ways that I did not anticipate. But it's been a lot of fun, and I think the final product is going to be fantastic. So we're getting like a draft ready tomorrow to submit for the first film festival submission that we're doing, and then we'll have more film festivals down the road that we're going to submit to as well, and we're just going to keep improving it as we go. So it's exciting. It's really fun. I am exhausted, and I'm frustrated that I couldn't get the hardware to work. I'm not frustrated at the project. I'm just frustrated that I couldn't get the different tools that would have increased my productivity were just, for whatever reason, not wanting to play nice with me. That all being said, it was still a good day. And again, I'm just grateful for the opportunities that I've been presented in the position that I'm in at this point in my life. I feel like I've had a lot of really unique and awesome opportunities presented to me. I know that God did that, and I'm grateful. I'm trying to make the most out of it. I'm not perfect, so sometimes I fall short of that, but I don't want to take them for granted if I can help it. So anyways, that being said, I'm also very grateful for you all that are watching this video. Thank you if you've watched the whole thing up to this point and to the end here, because we're basically done with this one. And please share this content if you enjoy it with people that you know. And if this is your first time or your second or third time interacting, I'd really appreciate it if you kind of join the family here and consider subscribing to follow along on this journey. And I say it's in every video. We're gonna make it. We're gonna do this. I know that this is what has been placed in front of me at this time, is to do YouTube and do content creation. And I'm just grateful for the opportunity, even though it came with a lot of hard things. I'm grateful that it was still presented to me, and that I have the opportunity to do this, and that there are people that are watching these videos. It means a lot to me. So anyways, that's that. And just remember, as always, God is good. I'll see you in the next video.